I haven't taught a lesson in a while. Welcome. Today, actually, I'm going to teach, it's more positional, finding the glue of the position, how to dismantle position by understanding the key concepts, and piece placement. That's basically what this lesson is about. Also, some small nuances that I'll teach you along the way that hopefully you'll realize in your games and make you a better player. If you want to catch this live, obviously, come to twitch.tv/JapaneseTutor. And hop into Discord is down below. It's all the links down below. Ask me any question, I will respond. So D4, and the opening is kind of awesome. Little symmetrical kind of opening, and just normal development until Queen D2. And so Queen D2 is a little bit strange, right? If you look at this position and you're like, okay, wait, where are my pieces going to go, right? Most likely my queen is going to go to E7 or C7, and my rook is coming to the potentially open file. What file is going to open? The D file, right? So my rook is going to go to the D file. So why would you put your queen where you know my rook is going to go? Your queen is going to have to move again, right? So Queen D2 doesn't make sense. It's not game breaking. It's not, you're not going to lose the game off of this, but it's a slight error that you made. That is not optimal. So okay, fine, fair enough. Queen E7 takes as promised. The file did open, and finally B5, and then rook to D8. Queen to E2, bishop B7, castles, right? And let's take a look at this position, right? It's basically symmetrical, and black has an extra move, right? So basically, we just got the advantage of going first. Also, it is our turn to go. It's our turn to move, right? So always think about piece placement and where you want your pieces. It's not like, hey, let me move this piece so I can castle. It's like, I'm going to put my piece here because it's going to be the most effective, and it allows me to castle, right? So in this position, we kind of need to find the glue of the position. What is white's best piece? Pause the video if you want right now, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. White's best piece, arguably, is this knight, right? Why is it the best piece? Well, if we take a look, all of our pieces are just kind of pointing this way. And if this knight weren't here, it'd be awesome for us, right? Because we just have everything pointing that way. And this knight is not doing much. So if we can trade off our not so good piece for their best defender, then we should, right? So, right here. Takes, and then the very committal F4. Now, we have to think about where we want this bishop. One of the exercises that I love doing, and the way I explain it to a lot of my students, is if you could take this piece and put it anywhere on the board, if you could cheat, like let's say your opponent wasn't looking, where would you place this piece, right? And you would place it on B6, right? Just reroute it to B6. Some of you trolls would be like, oh, I would put it on F2 and just take the king, right? But no, I would put it on B6, right? Right, so you go back to C7 to go to B6. E4, get the rooks to the open files, because we always have this check, right? We always have this check. Here, check, king moves. And now we're at a decision point, what to do. Or as my Russian coach used to say, what do, right? So they're attacking our knight here. And this knight it's in trouble. They're going to take. But we have to realize what's happening in the position. Our rook is looking at this bishop. Our rook is looking at this knight. This knight is probably not as good as this bishop, because this bishop is going to look lovely on E4, or this knight is going to look crazy on E4 once we get to jumping, right? So we need to make this knight better. So the only move that really comes to mind is this move, right? Knight G4. By the way, you should memorize the games that are like the most famous games that'll make you a better player. And so yes, I'm doing this from basically because I love this game so much. That and a few other games I love to teach. I've memorized because I'm a chess fanatic. Don't judge. But yeah, knight g4, and so if the queen takes, our rook is into the position. Maybe rook d2 follows. You know, we have a lot of different threats. We could probably take this and take 3 pieces, right, for nothing, and it's going to be great with our 2 bishops just looking directly at the king. Any like queen advance is going to be amazing for us. And so in the game, they play bishop b4. And we need to get our pieces into better positions. Starting off with one piece, right? The one piece that's not really doing much is just kind of sitting there. And that piece is the queen. And at any point, you should, if you're having trouble keeping up, you should pause the video and try to find the moves for yourself. Like maybe every time I make a white move, pause, go for yourself, because it's about to get real spicy. So I recommend that you do that, right? So Queen h4. Queen h4 is really, really strong. Although it's not the best move, I think just the best move is just to play here. Look it up and check it out for yourself. But in the game, they did play Queen h4. And now we're threatening mate. They have to respond to the mate. They played g3. Now, it's a little bit dicey. It's what I like to call cheeky bariki, right? Like, they're attacking our queen. We're attacking their h2 pawn. We're getting into the position. What are we going to do? Also, if we're able to take and they can't recapture, it looks like it's like very close to mate. So what is the glue of the position? What is holding the whole position together? Right? Well, it's the queen, but it's also this knight, right? The queen is holding h2, it's also holding e4. But this knight is also holding e4. So if we can make the queen overloaded, they can't defend everything, right? So we should look out for that, right? The queen is defending 2 things. So it's overworked. It can't defend both. So, bam! Rook c3. Right in the kiss. Right? Rook c3, taking away the glue. And in the game, they took the queen. And now, how do we get the queen off of the defense of the bishop? Ready? This move. Very beautiful move. Rook d2. The next move we want to play is rook, well, bishop captures e4, obviously. But we also have this move, which is mate, right? So it's not something you can ignore. So we take bishop captures e4, boom, and now they have to play there. I mean, they could play rook f3 before. But now we have such an amazing move here. I would love for you to find it. Make sure you pause the video. All right, gave you enough time. Go back. And using all the pins, we're going to focus on the concept PP on the PP, right? Put pressure on the pin piece, but instead put pressure on the mated square, right? So everything's pinned, everything is blocked off, the king is stalemated. And the way I like to view checkmate is not just like check and the king can't move. It's stalemate plus check. I think that's a better way to think about it. Stalemate plus check. The king is stalemated. If you give any check, it's checkmate, right? So here it was GG. You cannot stop mate because no matter what you do, it is going to be mate. So even if you play here, bishop takes, and you cannot stop the inevitable here. If you take here, then mate as well. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Rubenstein was definitely ahead of his time, and this is one of my favorite games. It has a lot of different nuances. If you want one of your favorite games to be played, maybe share it on the Discord, share it on the YouTube comments, share it on Twitch when I'm live. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm glad to be back. Take care.